Stress can be such a bugger and a challenge these days. And as we were talking about last week, it is often one of the most, or it is often the cited number one challenge of dealing with health challenges. And so, come with me as we get deeper into the challenges of health, or excuse me, particularly the challenges of chronic stress and what it does to you, but more importantly, how we can address stress together. So, my name is Ryan Sanders with Project Fresh. If you guys have been here before, then you know that for the last 13 years, I've helped people take control of their health, optimize performance, and build sustainable habits that actually stick. So, as a certified strength and conditioning specialist and a certified sports nutrition coach, I've worked with everyone from athletes to busy professionals, getting a chance to coach them through the science and real world challenges of fitness and nutrition. So, here I share those specific stories, lessons, and strategies that make long term wellness possible. I just want to make sure the voice is ready for today. So, anyway, with what we were talking about last week, we were talking about chronic stress being one of those things that showed up in the search for what can really impede or slow down your health, your improvement of your health. And I wanted to dive into the chronic stress a little bit more. There's a lot of stats around chronic stress for men and the challenges that come with that. So, for example, let's just throw off a few. I'm just throwing off a couple of them. 83% of men report experiencing stress. So, for every 8 out of 10 men you encounter, they're experiencing some level of stress, and that workplace pressure and lack of reward can double the risk of heart disease. Okay, so I'm just pulling this off. Usually, I'll reference NCBI or NIH, the National Institute of Health, for some of these. But chronic stress has its prevalence quite clearly, and then more so importantly, we were talking about testosterone a little bit as well. That with chronic work stress, it shows testosterone levels approximately 30% lower than lower stress peers. So we also have it hitting our testosterone in a way that is not beneficial at all. It's quite the opposite. And so, with that being said, I know a lot of us men, we don't want to seek out the help of health professionals. If you're like me, who went to a doctor here in the Colorado area about a couple of years ago, sat down with him, got a preventative health screen. Is that right? I always mess it up. But got my physical, if you will, and went through all the different things, and we started talking, and immediately started veering towards the pharmaceutical conversation. Well, this is present, so X. This is present, so Y pharmaceutical. And this isn't the first time it's happened. Back when I was 23, just after I got done doing a very steep cut, I got myself to 10% body fat for the first time. I went and had a physical before my health insurance cut out. I had lost my job, so I wanted to make sure to have my physical before the health insurance went out. And did the blood run, did all the tests, all the different things, right? So, well, that's not until you're 40, but definitely all the other checks that we get as men, right? And so, long story short, what was I going to say? Long story short, came back and said, "Hey, we've looked at your blood. You've got a lot of free fats, free lipids flowing around in your blood. I think you have fatty liver, some random rare fatty liver disease. I think you should take this pharmaceutical." And literally trying to prescribe me without asking me what my lifestyle is, what I do, what my focus is. Mind you, I'm 23. Did not ask me what my eating looked like. Or what the last 6 months looked like. To cut to 10%, I was working out probably about 5-6 times a week, 5-6 times a day, or excuse me, 5-6 days per week. I was eating protein focused vegetables, fruits, really dialed in very little, if any, fast food, maybe once on the weekend, but just really dialed in so that I could get my desired goals. And I did. But there were no questions from the physicians. So when it comes to us men not wanting to deal with physicians, not wanting to be told what we don't want to hear, being stuck on pills forever, or just not wanting to hear, period, that there's something wrong with us. Trust me, I've had that happen to me early on in my 20s, and hearing all the older guys talking about getting the probe, right, the check for prostate cancer and for colorectal cancer and all the other things, and more recently having clients getting the colonoscopies and all the fun that is. Trust me, I'm just like you. I don't want to deal with the doctor. That being said, if we don't know what's going on with our body, we're setting ourselves up for trouble. And so I want to just really quickly, three quick ones and out to wrap us up here because we're getting towards the end. Is how do you tackle stress head on? Well, yes, you do need to make sure that your levels are at the right level that they should be. Excessive cortisol in the body over time can mess up your hormones. It can mess up your metabolism. It can mess up your ability to exercise and work out. It can totally zap your adrenal system and open up, or I should say, reduce your immunity, which opens up the door for issues. Currently, I've figured out and found out that I'm dealing with a couple of bacteria, basically gut infection right now. And I'll share with you how I did that in a moment. But yeah, you got to go check and make sure all the internal levels are good. We can't just make decisions based on what things look like on the outside, how we feel, how we sleep. We do need to find out what's going on the inside. So getting that blood screen, actually got a stool sample done. And again, I'll get to that in a second. First time for everything, but really finding out some very helpful information and helping me steer myself in the right way. Number two, how to address stress head on. Obviously, exercise is a fantastic way to do that. However, if your exercise is being limited because something is going on the inside, that takes you back to number one. Go and get the preventative. And again, I'll get to that in a second. Long story short, I'm not a physician. I can't help you with those things. So we need to get you obviously in front of a physician to do the blood screen or whatever else may be necessary to get you back to the right levels. The reason why exercise is phenomenal is it's a great, it proliferates or brings on all of the different neurochemicals that are great, oxytocin, dopamine, all those things are going to make you feel good, hormones, right? And then it also helps you sleep better. It helps you with your metabolism, getting that going so that you can get the food that you need to in. But again, if your exercise is limited, for me, I'm gassing out really fast, especially by the end of the week. And yes, it's like 99 degrees today. It's really hot here in Denver. And I know that's the case in other places around the country. But I know I'm not out of shape. So something else is going on that's having me gas out quickly. Back to one. Well, as I mentioned, I found out, got a gut infection. How did I do that? Blood screens, stool sample, found a reputable doctor in functional medicine who's been doing it for 27 years, exceptionally knowledgeable, exceptionally helpful here in the area. And she has been taking me through my numbers, my levels, helping me make adjustments. And I believe that, especially with this most recent protocol we just established today, should be able to address that infection, get everything normalized, and see these 30 pounds that I have on me. That's not normal. I'm up 30 over what's my normal weight. Come down, subside down. And then the last probably 16 pounds will be the challenge, will be where I really have to dig in to get there. But ultimately, when I see that reduction overall of about 36 pounds, I know that I will feel a lot better in my Olympic weightlifting. I know I'll feel a lot better in my capoeira, Afro-Brazilian martial art that I'm doing now. So number three, we talked about going and getting the appointment. Really, guys, I encourage that. Number two, exercise and addressing anything that messes with your exercise. Three, the environment. Obviously, work. We have to work. We have to pay the bills. Right now, I'm in that space and place where it's a challenge. Work isn't doing what I'd like it to. Very frustrating. A lot of stress there. The work environment, dealing with people. I was looking at a listing. I just get Indeed coming in, so I'm curious to see what jobs are out there. I hear people talking about how hard it is to get a job right now. So I'll zoom through the listings sometimes. No intent to actually sign up, but just to see what's out there based on all the different work I've done over the years. And I was doing some reviews on one company, and the reviews were, yeah, great benefits, both compensation and benefits package. But dealing with upper management, and especially those at the top of the company, absolutely miserable. There's no direction. There's no ability to build. There's nothing available for me to level up, to grow, to climb the ladder, so to speak. And it's only for the select few. I forget the word that I kept seeing, what it was, but those who are the favorites of the upper mid management and above, that are getting the attention, that are actually being able to progress in their careers. So otherwise, I'm dealing with a lot of incompetence. I'm dealing with a lot of distraction. I'm dealing with a lot of disorganization, and there's no collaboration. And so, great company, but just know that you're going to be having to deal with all that. So it's not always about the work. It's about who we work with. Cause a lot of stress. If there's anything going on at home or otherwise, or if you're stressed about what's going on with the world, whether it's politics or weather. Obviously, we've seen a lot of abnormal weather in the last 6 months to a year, particularly with the professionals saying that it's going to get worse. This might be the worst year yet on record. Whatever the stress response might be, my guys and gals, well, mostly guys here because we speak to guys right now. The key here specifically is to be in an environment the best you can day in, day out that's going to help you lower that stress. And most importantly, promote you getting in the direction you want to go. So spouse, kids, home environments, work environments, or at least spaces where you can go and not think about anything and totally just enjoy yourself. So for me, that was it. The bringing back of martial arts after a very long time. It's a space where I don't really have to think. I can just go and move, sweat like crazy, and after an hour and a half, feel better, kind of have that nice workout high. Do that a couple times a week and have myself be in a more peaceful state, or help with the peaceful state. So that being said, guys, that's it for now. Again, how to tackle stress on those 3 pieces. If there are any questions you have for us, let us know. But otherwise, we'll go ahead and wrap up today. Monday Lunch Live will be right back here again next week, 12 p.m. Mountain Standard